Today I'm here to talk to you about Health Canada's authorization of the first bivalent COVID-19 vaccine in Canada. Health Canada has authorized an updated version of the Moderna Spikevax COVID-19 vaccine for adults 18 years of age and older. And this vaccine is known as a bivalent vaccine because it targets two coronavirus strains, the original SARS-CoV-2 virus from 2019 and the Omicron B.A.1 variant. After completing a thorough and independent scientific review of the evidence, Health Canada has determined that this bivalent Moderna Spikevax booster has met the requirements for the safety and the effectiveness from the regulations. This marks a milestone in Canada's response to this pandemic. Up to now, all authorized COVID-19 vaccines in Canada have targeted one strain of the virus, the original SARS-CoV-2 virus from 2019. These vaccines have served us well over time and continue to be very effective at preventing what matters most, severe illness, hospitalization, and death. With billions of vaccines administered around the world, we now have more knowledge about how vaccines respond to new variants. And with the Omicron variant now circulating, we know that the existing vaccines can be less effective or wane over time. One of the advantages of the mRNA vaccines is that they can be adapted relatively quickly to new variants, and scientists and vaccine manufacturers are updating COVID-19 vaccines by adding other ingredients which specifically target the circulating virus strains. For example, each dose of the new bivalent Moderna Spikevax vaccine contains 50 micrograms of mRNA with 25 micrograms targeting the original SARS-CoV-2 virus strain and 25 micrograms specifically targeting the Omicron B.A.1 subvariant. It's essentially two vaccines in one. Health Canada's decision to authorize this new bivalent vaccine was based on data from a clinical trial that showed that a booster dose of the bivalent Moderna vaccine triggers a strong immune response against both the Omicron BA.1 and the original SARS-CoV-2 virus strains. While the vaccine was designed to more specifically target the Omicron BA.1 subvariant, we know that this vaccine also generates a good immune response against the Omicron subvariants B.A.4 and B.A.5 that have more recently emerged. Health Canada is currently reviewing a submission from Pfizer-BioNTech for a bivalent vaccine that also targets the original SARS-CoV-2 strain as well as the Omicron BA.1 subvariant. To ensure we have as many options as possible for dealing with current and future variants, we have reached out to both Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna to request that they file submissions for vaccines specifically targeting the B.A.4 and B.A.5 subvariants. We are awaiting confirmation on their plans, including submission timelines.
The National Advisory Committee on Immunization, or NACI, provided recommendations for booster doses in preparation for the fall to better protect against an anticipated increase of COVID-19 activity during these months. Today, NACI has updated this guidance to reflect the authorization of bivalent vaccines. For adults 18 years of age and older, NACI recommends that a bivalent COVID-19 booster vaccine should be offered as a booster. If the bivalent booster is not readily available, an original mRNA COVID-19 vaccine should be offered to ensure timely protection. It is important to be aware that both the original and bivalent COVID-19 vaccines are effective as a booster. For adolescents 12 to 17 years of age with moderately or severe immunocompromising conditions and or who have biological or social risk factors that place them at high risk of severe outcomes from COVID-19, based on expert opinion and the data in adults, NACI also recommends that the bivalent vaccine may be offered to this population. Individuals who are eligible for boosters this fall, especially those at increased risk for severe illness from COVID-19, should not delay their planned vaccination in anticipation of a bivalent vaccine. Anyone choosing to delay a booster dose in anticipation of a new vaccine should carefully consider their individual risk. Based on provincial and territorial projections, there will be enough supply of the Moderna Spikevax bivalent COVID-19 vaccine in Canada for everyone 18 years of age and older this fall and winter. Canada is well positioned to offer a robust bivalent booster campaign, and shipments will begin arriving over the coming days and months. What we see is that over time, depending on sort of how variants evolve and so on, we can certainly see that down the road it might be a case that on a whatever regular basis or so, we might be changing, quote, the formulation of the types of strains in the COVID-19 vaccines based on what's happening both here in Canada and around the world. So this is, I think, a major step in acknowledging that the COVID-19, let's say the SARS-CoV-2 virus continues to evolve, and certainly because of the Omicron variant being sort of the big sort of a change that has had an impact in terms of vaccine effectiveness because of its immune escape properties. That's why we're offering, or that's why the companies have developed the bivalent vaccine. Once you start getting to a sort of the subvariants, so B.A.1, 4, 5, certainly I would say that at the heart of it, the original sort of the B.A.1 variant, sort of indicative of Omicron. Omicron is different enough from the original strain that, as we've seen from the evidence to date, it offers good cross protection across the range of the other subvariants for Omicron. For example, B.A.4, 5, and I think we need to be careful. It can't just be a matter of sort of trying to catch up with what might be the latest circulating virus. You need to look at the whole of what's happening here in Canada, around the world, looking at very, I would say, in depth at sort of the changes in the virus, not just quote an individual subvariant, but maybe what might be a major change, be in the spike protein or other factors that might lead towards having let's say another sort of formulation of the vaccine. So that's what I would say is sort of the big picture moving forward, recognizing that the virus will continue to evolve, and as such, the vaccines will also continue to evolve to keep up in offering Canadians and others around the world the best possible protection.